Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Ryan here. So I'm gonna do a little bit different. I'm gonna share with you guys a sermon that I shared a couple months ago in October 2024. I believe it's one of my favorite sermons. I just remember sharing this, and I knew that it was gonna be impactful. And I remember when I just know the verses that I was mentioning are very impactful, and they should be challenging to any Christian. Not because I'm twisting it in some way, but it's supposed to challenge a Christian. If you're here and you're not a Christian and you're not a believer, but you know me and just want to check, you want to see what the heck I sound like on a stage, why, like, you didn't even know I preached at my church or anything like that. I want you to hear this too. You can cringe at all the parts that you think I sound funny. Do it. I do think there's some parts that are pretty cringe. I recognize that being a teacher at a youth group. But I hope you enjoy this. I hope this message blesses you.
All right, cool. Without further ado, we're going to straight into it. It's already 9 o'clock. I'm not going to waste your guys' time. Can you guys repeat after me? Say, be true. Girls, can you say, be true. Be true. Gentlemen, be true. And this is the two words that I want to preface this whole time tonight is the two words, be true. And you're probably thinking, okay, I kind of have an idea where you're going with this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. The past couple weeks, you could tell, this is, if you haven't already seen the subtext, it says, don't get it twisted, part 3. And this is a part 3 of I guess you could say a sermon talk, a Bible talk where I want to address certain things about the church. I want to address certain things about us. And if it probably already sounds very repetitive, but to catch you up to speed is I'm trying to address, that's not how you say that. I'm trying to address this issue, this kind of phenomenon of us coming to church and just getting used to that. I'm trying to address this issue of us kind of coming to this place, but losing sight of the things that are actually important. I used this scenario last week where, have you guys heard of the 5 love languages? Where some of them are, for some people, your love language could be quality time, where you love spending quality time with that person. Doesn't really matter where it is. It could be McDonald's. It could be $5 with a McChicken, but because you're with that person, it means everything. You know what I mean, right? Or but for some of you guys, it's gifts, like, bro, like, man, she gave me a good cologne, like, that's tight. Like, she thought about me, like, for some of you guys, it's gifts. For some of you guys, it's acts of service, like, she didn't say anything, but the fact that she was willing to help me with my homework, like, whoa, that's cool. You guys get my drift? And it's the same way with God, where God has certain love languages. I mean, the Bible doesn't say it like that, but God has certain things that he prioritizes. But my question is, are we focusing on the right things? Or are we focusing on the wrong things? Are we giving God a gift that it seems right, but God's like, I never really wanted that in the first place. You guys catching my drift? And tonight, what I want to focus on is this sort of idea of being true. What does that mean? And we're going to get into that right now. Before I do, I'm going to just pray real quick. God, I thank you for this time. I pray for everyone in this room. I pray that you speak to every person. I pray that you remove all doubt. I pray that you remove all distractions. I pray that you speak to us. I pray that we may walk out of this place encouraged. I pray that we may, instead of feeling far from you, that we may just feel close to you, God. That we may not be afraid to approach you. That we may not be afraid to come near to you, God. Thank you for your love. Amen. Okay, cool. And they can go to my next slide, Angel. All right, so we're going to get straight into it. We're going to read a verse. Who wants to read this real quick? Matthew, I appreciate you. I want someone else. Thanks, Matthew, for always being down. Nick? Get over here, Nick. Come on, Deadpool, with your Deadpool shirt.
Jesus said to the people who believed in him, "You are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free."
Boom. Thank you. Okay, let's give him a round of applause. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that. He talked about getting some aura points at school today. You got some aura points right now for doing that. Appreciate that. He's just messing with you. Okay, cool. So, all right, we just got into it. I'm going to read it again. Jesus said to the people who believed in him, "You are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." Am I too loud? No. Okay, cool. I hear this is loud. Yeah, this is cool. And we live in a time right now, we live in this weird time right now. We live in this time right now where if you ask somebody, hey, are you a Christian? They're like, yeah, I'm a Christian. Like, no way, yeah. You believe in God? Yeah, bro, I believe in God. It seems like everybody left and right believes in God. You go to your barista, you go to your barber. Not you, Fernando, I'm just saying someone. Everyone believes in God. It seems like you get, it's almost like you can ask anyone that you just run into, hey, do you believe in God? Yeah, I do. But now we live in a time where it seems like people are equating believing in God as, yeah, I believe in God. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Like, do you go to church though? Not really, but I believe in God. And we live in this weird time where people are kind of just like, that's cool, right? I believe in God. I don't really need to go to church, bro. Like, I mean, I don't really need that. But there's something interesting within this small verse. It's very short. There's something interesting. And it says, who is Jesus talking to? It says, Jesus said to the people who what? What is this? This is the Bible. What is this saying right here? Jesus said to the people who what? Believed in him. It says, you are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings. Interesting. There's a weird implication there. Maybe not weird, but there's an implication there. These people already believed. These Jews, these were Jewish people. They already believed in God. They already believed in Jesus. In this certain time right here, believing in Jesus was like, bruh, like, I don't know if this guy is God. I think y'all tripping. But they believed that he was God. They believed that he was actually the chosen one of God. They already did believe. So if you guys are in this place and you believe in God, it's almost like God's talking to us. And actually, it's not almost. He is talking to us. But the interesting implication is that Jesus is saying, you are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings. You guys ready for the plot twist? The plot twist is just believing in God doesn't make you a disciple. What does it mean to be a disciple? It sounds kind of like a really religious word. It means to follow Jesus. It means to be a Christian. Here's the plot twist. Just because you guys believe in God doesn't mean you're a Christian. Are you guys catching me? Thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you for being responsive. And hear me out. I'm not saying we don't need to believe in God. That's something we need to do. We need to believe in Jesus Christ. We absolutely need to believe in Jesus Christ. And if you guys have heard me the past couple months, that's something I've preached here. We must believe in Jesus Christ. But according to Jesus, that's not the only box that we need to check off. According to Jesus, that's amazing. We believe in him. But he's saying, okay, now let's move forward. If you really want to be my disciple, you must remain faithful to my teachings. You guys like music? I love music too. I don't think I'm a music nerd. I don't think I am. I like to think I'm a music enthusiast. Am I a music nerd? I don't know. Am I? Yeah, you think so? I know some stuff. I mean, I don't like a lot of stuff, but I like a lot. You're a music guy. You're a music guy. Yeah, I think you're the bands you've mentioned. I'm a music guy. I wish I could write music. I'm a music guy, and I like to express my music taste by what I wear. Like, I mean, not anymore, but back in the day, not anymore. I'm just wearing a Pedro shirt. What a statement. Anyway, let's move on. That's not the point. I still do it kind of at home, but I used to love to express how I felt of my music taste with what I wore. I would wear like a Metallica shirt. I would wear like a Megadeth shirt. My mom would always be mad at me. And something that I had to recognize, and then maybe you feel the same way as me. I don't feel this way anymore. I just noticed you have a Deftones shirt. Something that I had to recognize growing and being 17, 18 is if someone wears a shirt, it doesn't even mean they really like them. Like if someone will wear like a Selena shirt and like, oh, no way you like Selena? Like, yeah, I know like one song. Like, bro, one song. Like, what you mean? Or like someone wear like a Tupac shirt, like, bro, like, and then they're like, no, I don't really listen to him. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Or like Josh, if you guys know Josh Villa, the pastor's son, he used to hate me, maybe not literally hate me, but he used to hate me I would see people wearing Metallica shirts. He wouldn't literally hate me. Your face is like, oh, did he hate you? And he didn't literally hate me. I used to see people wearing Metallica shirts, and I'd be like, bro, I'm going to go up to them. He's like, bro, don't go up to them. I'm going to go up to them and ask them if they know 5 songs. He's like, dude, don't be that guy. And I was that guy. I went up to his friend. He had a Metallica shirt. I'm like, bro, name 5 songs. He's like, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I just like this shirt. I'm like, you whack. And I had to recognize that, like that just because you have a band shirt, it just means you just like the design. Like Nirvana, Fleetwood Mac got big out of nowhere. It doesn't even mean you really like the band. It's just like, it looks dope. I like the aesthetic. It's just cool aesthetic. But what's interesting is for some, if you're like me, if you're gonna wear the shirt, like, bro, be about it. If you're gonna wear the band shirt, if you're gonna wear a Deftones shirt, I hope you like a couple songs. And where I'm going with this, and it sounds like I'm just talking about music, and then I'm just trying to make an analogy here. Where I'm going with this is very similarly, if we're gonna claim to be Christians, we shouldn't just have the shirt on and be a fake fan. I feel this, and right here, it's almost like Jesus is doing something very similarly, where Jesus doesn't want us to be people who have this Christian shirt on and be like, hey, are you really about that? Not really. But why do you have the shirt on? I mean, it's cool, right? Do you know the teachings of God? I mean, it's cool. I mean, I like it. But do you know it? Not really. Very similarly, very, very similarly, God is interested in you. He does. He really poured out his life to die for you on the cross. But he doesn't want you to be a fake Christian. And according to Jesus, again, right over here, it says just because we believe in him, it doesn't mean you're a Christian. Just because we're coming here, and then I'm going to take it a step further. And you guys have, now I feel like you guys are making, you guys are probably making sense of this. You guys have been here the last couple weeks. But just because we're here in this place right now, week after week, that's not the thing that makes us a Christian. But according to Jesus, what does he say? You are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings. Not implying how much you show up, not implying how you look, but implying, are you actually internalizing what Jesus is saying? Are you guys catching my drift? Very similarly, it's almost like we can have this Christian shirt on, but if God asks you, do you actually know my teachings? I don't. Then you're not really a disciple. I could be wearing this shirt that I could be, and I'm going to just escape the whole analogy of a shirt, but I could appear to look like a Christian. And even right now, anyone can, myself included, I can appear to be a Christian. But according to this, if now I'm not taking in Jesus' words, I'm not a disciple. I'm not a Christian. And you're probably thinking, okay, I mean, like, I don't know, Ryan. I mean, I don't know. This is kind of a stretch. Is it a stretch, Ryan? Like, where are you going with this? And I want to show you guys something. There's some crazy consequences to this. And I must show you this tonight. Not to scare you. Well, to scare you, but in a good way. Not to make you anxious, but I want to point you guys to the truth. And before I get to that, the truth, if I can preface it with anything, is it really does sound like Jesus doesn't want you to speak to you. It's almost like so many times Jesus is talking to us and we're like, my bad, bro, you were saying something? I wasn't listening. And that's what happens so much in the Christian church, is God is talking and we're like, my bad, bro, I had my AirPods on. I wasn't listening. Are you guys catching me? But to be a true disciple is, God, and I don't mean literally. I'm not bashing anyone who has AirPods on. But metaphorically speaking, God, I'm going to take off my AirPods. I'm going to lay aside all my distractions, and I'm going to listen to you. And it might hurt what you have to say, okay, but I'm going to listen to you. Because what's amazing, in 32, it says, and you will know the truth. And what? The truth will set you free. And we're going to get back to that. Can you go to my next slide, Angel? Please? Okay, cool. All right, who wants to read this? Please. I know you're always down, but let's get another volunteer. Who wants to go? You want to go, Miguel? You're like kind of hesitating. You're like over here, like, come on, bro. You already have your foot. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Give him a round of applause. Yeah, the whole thing.
All right. Huh?
Go for it.
Oh, not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter. On judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name. But I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's law. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. All right. Awesome. You want to know something? This is a scary part of the Bible, and I'm showing it to you tonight. This is scary. Why is it scary? If you weren't paying attention, it means that not everyone, I don't know if you caught this part, not everyone that says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoa. That means that could be us in this place where we're like, God, Lord, Lord. It says we might not actually go to heaven. Oh my gosh, I don't know about you, but that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. I'm going to go ahead and repeat it. It says, only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven on judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name. And this part used to really trip me out because if you haven't caught that part, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name. That sounds like a good thing, right? It sounds like that's a good action. That's a good thing to do. Like if we had someone here demon possessed and we're casting out the demon, that's a pretty solid thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. Like that seems like a good action to do. And that used to trip me out because I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean, Jesus? Like, should I not be doing the good thing? But what's interesting is this. But in 23 it says, but I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws. Interesting. Again, let's just be real. I don't want to go to hell. Do you? Nah, I'm straight. And the fact that we're reading something that says that we could be here and still go to hell, bro, sign me up to do whatever I need to do to go to heaven then. So let's break this down though. Then what must we do? I'm over here desperate, like, God, sign me up to do all the prereqs so I can go to heaven. And we got two things. It says, I never knew you. Those are the people who don't make it. I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws. Whoa, okay, we got one thing. Now let's rewind. Let's go to the top. Not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven. Interesting. So we got two things. God doesn't want us to break his laws, and he wants us to do his will. And I got one big thing to tell you tonight. You're never going to fulfill God's law. You're not going to keep his law if you don't know what that is. Are you guys catching me? Do you guys go out in the summer? Like most of you guys are here Latino. Did your parents let you go out in the summer? Well, did you? My parents never did. They wanted me to stay home and clean the house. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. Like, no. Like, what? I'm trying to go out with my friends. No. And sometimes my mom would come home and she would come mad at me. Like, why are you mad at me? Like, you were supposed to clean the bathroom. You were supposed to do this. You were supposed to do that. I didn't know. I was supposed to do that. But I should have known. I should have maybe called her up. Hey, what do you want me to do? I'll do it. But I didn't know. And then very similarly, very weak analogy, but what I'm trying to show you guys is if we don't know God's will, if we don't know what's on his heart, you're not gonna know how to do it. If we don't take the time to consider God's law, if we don't take the time to consider God's will, you're not going to do it. And I'll use the analogy of a relationship. You guys can probably agree with me. A bad boyfriend, a bad girlfriend is someone who doesn't listen to you. You're telling them, hey, I like flowers. Never gets you flowers. Bruh. That's kind of lame. This guy's laughing over here. But it's probably right. Or if you tell your girl, like, bro, like, I want some Jordans, like I want a cool vinyl. But she never gets it to you. Like, this girl doesn't listen to me. Are you guys catching me? And very, very, very similarly, He's chosen to die for every single one of you, all of us. He's chosen to die to you, and He's chosen to commit to us. He's chosen to commit to all of you. Not because you're good. He just was gracious to you. And He's wanting to get to know us. And we're just over here like, my bad, it wasn't listening to you. My bad, God. What were you saying? And it goes in one ear and out the other. God's calling you guys to get into His word. God's calling you guys to know His will. He's calling you guys to know His heart. And we're over here like, my bad. I'm willing to go to Sunday church though. Like, are you guys catching me? God is calling you guys to get to know Him. And when you get to know Him, you're going to get to know His law, and you're going to get to know His will. But you're not going to you're never going to know that if you don't take the time to do that. Who has a Bible? Can I see that? And let me simplify this for you guys. You're never going to know to do that if you don't crack this open. It's all in here. It's all in here. What's His will? He wants you to love people. He wants you to love Him. He wants you to bring He wants you to bring His kingdom onto earth. But you're not going to know that if you never crack this open. Meaning it's possible. Excuse me, I drink the juice and I'm like burping. I'm sorry. Meaning it's possible to be in here, to look like a Christian, but not really to look like a Christian, but not really be a Christian at all. We can look holy on the outside, but we go back home and we're the darkest person the world has ever seen because we're just masking it. And the solution to that, you gotta open this up. God wants to know you, but we have to take the time to get to know Him. And when we do that, He tells the other people, get away from me, you who break God's laws. But if we keep this, if we open it up, we're going to keep His law. If we open this up, it says, only those who actually do the will of my Father will enter. I don't know about you guys. I want to know what that is. So when we die, it sounds super graphic, but if tomorrow we were to all get shot in the head, I'm sorry, it sounds super graphic. Whoa, right? I know the world's not like that, but if tomorrow we were to all die, I want God to see me. I'm like, God, I tried my best to do this. But the last thing I want is for God to see us and be like, I look like a Christian, but I never knew your will. And I didn't care. I wasn't a real Christian. Can we all stand to our feet? We're almost done. I won't do a prayer tonight. Actually, no, I want to do something tonight. Angel, can you just bring down the lights? Or can one of you guys turn down the lights? Oh, also, thank you, Anaí. That's good. She brings her Bible. That's good. Are you guys understanding are you guys understanding me? And I just want you guys to just ponder on this right now. And we're about to close, and with every head bowed, I just want you guys to think about this. I can't help but to say that I believe that God is calling each and every one of you guys, especially those who have been here for a while. He's calling you guys to not simply just come here and just be a part of a youth group. I genuinely believe God is calling you guys to actually get into His Word. He wants to speak to you guys. He's not asking you to be some priest. in the sense that he's not expecting you to be a holier than thou. He just wants the average, genuine version of you. And he just wants to get to know you guys. And I want you guys to just think about this. If we were to all pass away tomorrow, will you enter into the kingdom of heaven? Have you actually done God's will? Have you kept God's law? Or have you just been a fake Christian? And I want to do a prayer. I love prayer. We've been doing this a lot. And I don't want this to just be a simple prayer. For those of you that are here and you know, man, I don't want to go to hell. I want to do the right thing for God. I want you guys to take a step of faith. Right now, I want you guys to commit. I know some of you guys are here. You guys believe in God. I know you guys do. You guys do believe in God. I know that. But I want you guys to take a step of faith and actually commit to God. God, I'm always on my phone. I'm always watching this. I'm always doing that. But I want you guys to take a step of faith. God, I don't want to do the wrong thing. I want to commit to you. I want to commit to getting to know you. So I'm going to do a prayer, but I want you guys to take a step of faith. For those of you guys who are really listening, and those of you who are resonating with this, to take a step of faith and say, God, I just give you my life. If you're asking me to get to know you more, I'll do just that. If you're asking me to get to know what your heart is, I'll do just that. And if that's you in this place, I'm going to do a prayer. I want you guys to repeat after me. You don't have to say it exactly like me, but I want you to just talk to God. If you're in this place and you're just like, I'm kind of doing it, just talk to God as well. You don't have to repeat after me, but I want you guys to just pray right now. I want you guys to be real with God. Or if you're in this place and you're just like, man, I'm barely now starting to realize the heart of God. I want you to talk to God right now and just be real with him. Just give your life to him right now. He's the best choice you can make. You don't have to be some religious weirdo. He's just asking you to be you. And by religious weirdo, I mean, he's not asking you to be weird. He just wants you to follow his word. And I'm just going to pray. And again, if you don't know what to pray, just follow me. Say, God, I commit to you. I commit to your word. I pray that your words speak to me. God, I want you to teach me. Teach me your will. Teach me your law. I pray that I may enter into the kingdom of heaven. I pray that you mold me. I pray that you make me the person that I should be. Thank you for what you did on the cross. I pray that my ears are open to you, God. I pray that you use me for your kingdom. I pray that you take away everything in my life that shouldn't be there. I choose to follow you no matter what it takes. I'm willing to be on the cross like you did for me, Jesus. And I know that's hard, but I know with you I'm safe. Thank you because your truth sets me free. And I pray that today you set me free. And I commit to you. In your name I pray, amen. God bless you guys.